Yo, what's happening, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Yo,
Oh,
All right, this is another Breaking the Narrative podcast, BTN for short. And I am Mark Anthony, and I'm here with,
Teddy.
I'm Tony.
all right. And
All
Ted-
right. Nigga that took over the show. Yeah, I was here before them. This was all mine.
Not at all. Not at all. I had to get ushered in for sure. All right.
Don't sound like it.
Man.
This subject for this podcast is, I don't really know how to make a name for it, but it's kind of like what you gonna do to secure your bag, and not technically in just the finances
title.
itself, but just really making a foundation for yourself. What you gonna do to secure a home, and not in the literal sense, but to secure yourself and making a living for you and your family. Or what are you doing now as we speak to secure that bag?
Okay.
All right. Avery, I'm going to let you go first.
He said, "Let you."
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
his
I
podcast.
know,
man. This is his
but
podcast.
I want him to go first because
this is
we
breaking-
took time from him on the last joint.
This is breaking the narrative and kicking and screaming. This is
Yeah, no bullshit. This is the Mark Anthony podcast,
I'm
BTN
learning.
featuring.
I'm learning.
he's oh so real. All right, so what am I talking about again?
Like, so what is it? what you going to do? What is it that you would do, or that you're going to do, or what you're doing now to secure your bag, to make a foundation for your secure future? Like how you gonna get to the point where you're like, you know what? All right, I'm good. I'm retiring.
Okay, so the initial plan, because of course we all know how life works out.
Yeah.
The initial plan is to really just keep grinding this content and just try to keep turning up different businesses from it. You know what I mean? As far as like how we first started off, it was like get a camera. So obviously photography. You know what I mean? And then from doing shoots, over time, people ask you, "Oh, do you do videos? Do you do videos, this and that?" And not really. And then eventually you just be like, "I don't know. All right, they be charging like a lot." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good branch off.
Yeah. And then obviously after that, we started doing the comedy skits, things of that nature, and you just from the tree, you just keep creating branch after branch after branch, all while grinding the grind, because you got to build up the platform. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you get to a stage where you're getting paid from it. I've been fortunate enough to have a few of those. And as far as like going forward, it would just, I guess it all boils down to like networking, I guess. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You want to stay sharp and focused on what you're doing and be ready for all opportunities. Because now, and this is a perfect example of like how growth changes like your mindset. So a year ago, remember when we made the little DMV Hoods and News page?
Yeah.
That was like a monumental moment. You know what I'm saying? I made it again the other day, and I was just like, I appreciate y'all love. But now I'm looking past that, because now I done had stuff happen to me where that's not as much of a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
Now I done had conversations with like celebrities and stuff like that. I need to get to where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Get me on the TV. Yeah, the Merlin page is cool. I get it. I love Merlin. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I need to be where they at
Mm-hmm.
to make the kind of impact that we really want to make.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're just on the cusp. It's like so close. Remember the episode of SpongeBob where Patrick was doing a little fake detective work? So close, I can taste it.
Everything just gotta trickle down to a SpongeBob episode.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like being so close to that opportunity. It could mean so much for a lot of people. It's gonna be a difference maker for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was to trickle down, there's no more such thing as work for a lot of us.
Yeah.
All bucks. You know what I'm saying? And then if you choose to still want to be a personal trainer or you choose to still want to do what you're doing, then cool. You know what I'm saying? But going forward, it would be like a lot less strenuous.
Because at that point, it's a hobby until you don't want to do it no more.
Question, and that's actually, I'm glad you said that because I wanted to ask you, when it came to you being in photography, like, did you already know that once you got this camera, it was going to be a tax write-off for you? Like, you got the camera specifically for that, or was it like, oh, well, I got a camera and I could do this and I could do that, and other ways to basically bring an income from this investment that I have there? So was it just like you already knew it was going to be an investment for you, or?
Yeah, because I was ushered in. Like, I bought the camera because I wanted to do photography. And one of my good friends, Anthony, he's a
Shouts out to AB, man.
Yeah, he's a photographer, and his company called Benjamin Imaging. And we played football together. We went to school together first and foremost, and then he lives not too far from here. But then we was playing, flag football together, and he would be like taking pictures and stuff. And so, as part of like a camaraderie thing, you on the same team. We grew up together. We went to school together. You just be conversating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'm just talking to him like, yeah, how it is with like, the models and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, you're gonna see some bad Jones. And overall, it's just like it's a serious outlet. So when he brought up the outlet part, I was kind of sold because I'm like, you can always use another one of them, and then it don't hurt working with pretty girls, getting paid to work with girls. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't hurt. You know what I mean?
That drew him in.
Yeah. So then. I talked with him extensively before I even bought a camera. So by the time I bought the camera, I was pretty knowledgeable at everything except for how to actually work the camera. And then even then when I got it, he pretty much took me under the wing. But it was like a lot goes into it because it's like, some people don't feel comfortable, teaching somebody else something that they do. Because, you got the people that feel like, oh, yeah, he might take business from me. Or he might, because, I had to bring all of that up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a communicator. So I know how niggas can feel sometimes. So I just had to make sure he knew, like, I'm not here to step on your toes. I'm not here to, like, make you lose out on any money.
Facts. Well, I want to say thank you for even picking up the torch and carrying that, because you and Mike have been teaching me how to use my camera and stuff like that. Of course, quite a bit of it is self-explanatory.
Right.
Y'all took the time to kind of show me around and allow me to watch y'all do y'all things too. Now, of course, I don't really see myself ever becoming a photographer, but if it just so happens somebody wants to pay me to take good pictures, I'm down for it.
Right.
But, of course, like me, I wanted the camera because it was a bit of a hobby, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to get into it. I wanted to be able to take more photos of myself and stuff like that, because I rarely take photos of myself and shit. But then I thought of it, and I was just like, as I'm thinking about it, getting into the process of taking steps closer to purchasing the whole kit in this camera, I was like, you know what? This really can be an investment, and I can make money off of it, because I know there's going to be people that are going to want to take pictures. I know there's going to be a time where I might decide that I actually want to make a video and get it monetized and get an income for that.
Right.
So everything that I picked up, I have a lot of things that started off as a hobby that is now leading it into basically as an investment, which I feel quite comfortable with now, because there's a lot of times every single time I make a purchase, it makes me wonder if it really is going to mean anything, or is it going to be worth it or not. Like, it's but now I know a lot of things that I'm buying I'm not even conscious to it. I know for a fact that it's going to bring me money. Like, a lot of the books that I've been purchasing, it's things that I like to do, but I know for a fact that it can bring me income. Like, the last few books that I bought, are, of course, workout joints specifically for me, and I just like to have the knowledge of it. But now that's adding to my repertoire of what I can have now that I'm a personal trainer and about to be a certified nutritionist as well. So now that's adding more money to my pocket because now I'm getting the knowledge of it for something that I just wanted to have for myself.
Right.
And then I bought books on stock and investing so I can do IRAs, hedge funds, all of that stuff. And then I got a book on homesteading. That can also bring finances for you, especially also protect your home. And then on top of that, it's like getting you a step forward on how to do certain particular things. Because me, I wanted to own land, and I basically have a farm.
Right.
So I'm getting the habit, of doing certain things, gardening and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. And I can make profit off of that. Whether I'm turning it from my house or I'm going to go do it for somebody at their own house. Then I also bought a book on building houses. I never really told y'all, but in the beginning stages, when it was almost time for me to go to college, I wanted to be an architect.
Okay.
So now I got a book from literally building the base and the frame of the house to the wiring and plumbing and all that. And it's just like, I'm interested in stuff like that. That's why I love playing Sims. For real. I don't care about the whole gameplay of it. I just want to build the house.
I do the same.
So, now I got that book and I'm so interested into it. And on top of that, I have some experiences from a contractor. I actually went on to do home renovations. So I already got the taste for it. And now I'm like, you know what? This is more just an interest and a hobby now. This is something I can take and make money off of. And I'm glad that I did it because it came just in time. I know a set of twins that I used to work in an aftercare with, and they were children. They still call me Mr. Mark and everything. But when we met up, I communicated with them. I was like, how's school going and all this other stuff, because they're now in college and everything. And so they were telling me how things were going, but also what they want to do is they want to become like social workers or whatever.
That's good.
And they want to build houses for homeless people, especially younger, kids. And I was like, you know what? That's what's up. And I thought of me, I still got that book. And I'm like, hey, just in case, depending on where I am with it, you definitely got somebody in your corner. If you need somebody to be an architect or whatever for you, I'm here for you.
Right.
And I actually know an architect. So y'all familiar with the Kentland Community Center, right?
No.
So there's there's two different buildings now. But the first building that you would typically see, that's where originally the old community center was, attached to the PG ballroom. So you'll see the ballroom on the front side. On the back side was the community center itself. Now you go further down on the other side, further towards the right, is the new whole community center. I actually know the person who helped build that, his ideas. I know him. He's like a big brother figure to me, personally. So just like thinking of him when I said that, I was like, yeah, bro, I would love to help y'all out for that. One, I'm helping you live your dream. And two, I'm making money off of it. And I'm having fun because this is something I like to do.
Right.
So, those books definitely became an investment. And it literally just started from hobbies. So, but from the very beginning of what I was saying is, thank you for carrying the torch because this is your bread and butter.
Oh, yeah.
And you helping out somebody who's literally just playing with it. And now
Pause.
yeah, pause. But literally just playing around with the whole thing. And
Yeah,
now
definitely pausing that too.
But I too can get good at it and make money from it too.
Oh yeah.
It's called porn.
I'm sorry.
What,
I'm sorry.
yeah. When
This
it, when,
guy.
it, when it comes to you, it's just like it's more so a confidence thing than the actual thing,
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
because it's like if you like made a decision to be determined about it, you'll be one of the best at it. But you just haven't came around to making that decision.
Yeah, you have the same problem that I see in numerous people. Like, they doubt themselves so consistently that they start to believe it themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I used to do that.
You still do.
I hardly,
You still
I mean,
do.
I hardly ever really do that now.
You've gotten better, but you
like-
still do it sometimes.
Now what my biggest issues is really just being interested in it. Like, do I really want to put this much effort into it right now because I'm interested in something else?
Right.
but that doesn't make you any less good at it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying I'm less good at it. It's
and
just
the benefit,
that, yeah.
and the benefit he also has is like because you're around us, we kind of drag you into doing stuff. Whereas how we was talking about like Tanzania earlier,
Yeah.
like she doesn't have nobody around to kind of.
Yeah.
Sometimes
What-
you just gotta
what-
push people.
What
You know
really
what I'm saying?
did it for me was
Yeah.
the fact that it was therapeutic because like for real, I didn't know that I was going to be doing this for as long as I have been so far.
Right.
It all started with like for real, me and Mike, we were cool, but we didn't really talk.
Right.
And what brought me in was I had to have I was literally practically on my deathbed at this point,
Right.
trying to take myself out. And then when I got out from inpatient, I heard that Mike wanted to talk to me, and I spoke to him. And then he was just like, yeah, we had a communication, and he was just like, look, I'm going to extend my hand out a little further. If you want to start hanging out more, this is what I do, and with the homies and all that. And literally, like I said, when I first met you and we did that first video, the first Roger joint and all that, and what was it, jamming and scamming,
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was going to be a continuous thing. I thought it was like, all right, cool. I'm willing to help out. Y'all need cast or whatever. I'll do it. I like, I always thought about wanting to, act a little bit, I
Right.
feel like I can be animated and shit like that or whatever. And so I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm willing to participate.
Right.
And now it's become a thing because now I'm consistently doing it with y'all, but it was very therapeutic. And it was just like, damn, I would like to be able to do this for somebody else. But also at the same time, I can't help but pick up the knowledge that's coming with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Shit, I fuck with the mindset now. Like it took this nigga so fucking
it
long,
took
bro.
hella work.
But
This
the thing is, like I said, you got to be open to listening.
Which he wasn't.
And because you've been around, so it's like subconsciously the habits are just going to fall. Eventually they're going to fall to you. You know what I mean?
And to your comment, it's not that I wasn't listening. I was. It was just difficult for me to latch onto that because of what I was going through. I wanted to listen, and it was still registering. It was just, it wasn't sticking as hard as what the intentions were when things were being said.
Yeah, it just takes time. But that's what I'm saying. Like other people just they don't have like what happens when a person goes through what he went through, as far as like trying to take himself out, and then when he comes home from the hospital, there is no Mike making a phone call. What happened? What does that person do? You know what I'm saying? They don't have nobody calling and yo, let's try this. We do this on a weekly basis. Let's do, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, you just feel sorry because it's like so many talented people, and sometimes, because I've been there myself. Sometimes you just need a little nudge.
Yeah, and then you realize how disjointed you are from everybody else because you don't. Because it seems like everybody else is just off doing their own thing while you're just stuck in your own little bubble.
Yeah,
But you gotta want the hope too, and I know that was the first step for real. For real, it's like I knew I wanted hope. I just didn't know where I was gonna get it from or whatever. And literally, when I heard it, I was like, I'm debating if I was gonna go, and I was like, am I really gonna go, or you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? Why not? Because I never know what it was that I was gonna pick up, and it became addicting to me because the atmosphere that he set when I went to go meet with him, it was just like, yo, I literally call it the hyperbolic time chamber, bro. It just felt like so much time was being shifted off from just 30 minutes.
yeah.
And like the way he was talking, bro, Mike was talking like he was high, and I'm talking about in the good way. Like he was just so calm. He was talking about.
Well, I prefer to say normal. Like we
No, he was
we
like.
gotta stop equating. Like
was no-
we gotta stop
well,
equating good stuff to high.
Well, yeah, but technically, like they call it a high because it's a good feeling,
A natural
Yeah,
high.
Yeah. So, but we were sitting there talking about gravity, jumping from Earth, and all this other shit. And of course, he had some binaural things that was playing in the background because he was also
binaural
he was
beats.
meditating himself, but.
Ladies and
It was
gentlemen,
just
Mark
like-
has joined the SAT party. Oh, that is in the same podcast. Never mind.
Hey, look. Hey, you said it before. Fuck it.
Yeah, from the last year.
Yeah, but there, so just that moment itself, and I was just like, dog, when I was leaving this house and I was going home, I was just like, I got home, I was like, what the fuck happened to me? I was like, damn, I don't know what he said or if he hypnotized me or not, but I want to go back. I want to do it again.
Yeah, positive experience.
Yeah, so it was just like,
Yeah.
bruh, like even though I was still going through my problems, he didn't really fix that situation, but he gave me something fun and enjoyable to look forward to.
Right, and that's how it should be. Versus like, you go over somebody's house and it's the reverse effect. They give you they fill you up with the negative energy that you are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But despite thereof, though, of this experience that I speak of, I still can't stand his ass. I love you, but I can't stand you.
I can't stand your ass either, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship that we got as cousins, man. But it's all good, though. It's all good.
Oh, that is nigga Abe. He finally got his phone call from Mark just today and shit. Well, no, the other day and shit. You finally got your phone
It
call.
was not the first one, but it's the one rare in the few.
Yeah, that's all good. You know, I accept it. I ain't family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he told me, he was like, man, I appreciate you calling, man. I was like, damn, bro. Like, look at me making that first phone call. It made a difference.
Oh, now you gonna say it's the first phone
Yeah.
call?
Nah,
That
yeah.
one time the first time I did call him, he literally, that's what I think. I don't know if it was the first time I called you. No, it wasn't.
I mean, it
But
ain't
that-
been a lot.
But that one
yeah,
time
yeah.
I called him, he was like, yeah,
They
man.
spread out somewhere.
And it was literally just to talk about something for a split second, and I think you were kind of busy at that moment too. But you gave me, a couple of minutes to talk, but he was just like, "Yeah, man, thank you, I appreciate you calling." I was just like, "Yeah, man, I like hearing words like that from Abe." So yeah, I'm gonna call him more because I was real hesitant.
See how that worked out.
But I was real hesitant of calling you because I always figured that you were always busy with something, whether it was like, with help, taking care of stuff at home or whatever. I just didn't want to disturb you. Shit, I ain't even want to wake you. So,
Yeah, well, first and foremost, a phone call's not gonna wake me up. Let's throw that out there. You call while I'm asleep, I'm not gonna know till I wake up.
yeah, I just considered a whole lot of shit. It's like, I know there's typically more free time from Mike and stuff like that. And I know he's willing to talk for hours on end because I know we can do that or whatever. And I'm so used to coming to Mike and seeing Mike more often,
Right.
when as opposed to you.
We
And
got
just
family.
like, so I ain't know how to.
Niggas
I
breaking
ain't
it
know
down
how-
like
Yeah, I ain't know how to break it down for me to take that step forward to call more. But I was just like, you know what, bro? I was just like having these conversations. I was like, eventually, I'm gonna have to go ahead and run this by Ave anyway. So now I got used to just calling him. I was like, bro, like how the fuck we gonna make the plan? And he's the avenue. So, I was like,
Yeah,
you know,
which I
fuck it.
shouldn't be.
So I was just
I
like,
shouldn't be.
so I was just like, you know what, man? Let me just call him, and then I'm gonna call Mike and see if Mike willing to come out. And
Yeah, this is exactly how it should work. If you have an idea to come out and do something with all of us together as far as like the podcast and everything,
well,
call him.
yeah, I know I had to do it because we went a few days from our normal days that we usually typically meet up. If I don't get a text from you, it's just all right, cool. I know nothing. Obviously, it's not nothing happening. I
Yeah.
mean, I ain't going to harp on it, but if
Yeah,
if I don't get a text, it was like, all right, that's the confirmation anyway.
Yeah, I was paranoid about the power surge.
Yeah, so there was that, and I was just like, you know what, bro? I was like, in case there is a day that's going to be coming up, instead of me waiting for them to tell me what day, I was like, well, you know what? I got this idea, and I ain't want to forget it. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me call you real quick. Since you're the avenue, we got to run through you. So,
Damn, bro, you sure? You know it's Valentine's Day, right? You sure, you know what I'm saying? You sure you ain't booked up?
Yeah. Man, Mark got it on deck, man. He's like,
Yeah. But then,
oh, so which one of my shorties do I want to call today?
Say, no, I'm going out to Annapolis on. See, with me, as soon as he said Annapolis, I already know what it
First
is.
and
He ain't even got to say no
Then
names.
right before
First and
Valentine's Day
foremost-
too.
First and foremost,
They come back with cookies.
Let's not do that because there's probably going to be some listeners who's going to feel like they got everything out there and they're going to be confused as fuck because they got it fucked up.
Oh, my bad.
I don't go. First and foremost, I don't go to Annapolis for a good time. I mean, I do, but not.
What do you mean?
But
All
not
right.
that kind of good time. You know what I'm saying? So there's
Like
that.
Mike said, you came back with cookies.
And two, I always come back with something because they're just like, yeah, man.
Let's just
we're
hope
like,
it's not
we
an
got
STD.
extra.
Let's just
We
hope
got
that.
we got extra. So you want something? I was like, all right, cool. I'll fucking do that. I indulge in my fat snacks, but also coming with the having the shorties, I don't got that either.
Snacks is one thing. I get the snacks. Edibles, that's a different level of trust.
Yeah.
That's not your
I
typical
mean,
snack.
there's times that I've helped make stuff, so I felt like I kind of got my foot in the door for sure.
Yeah, but you didn't help make those.
I didn't. I didn't even expect it.
Right.
It was just random. Just like, hey, yeah, I got some cookies and all. I'm like, oh, all right. And I thought they was just
That's a
telling me just to
costly
be,
product.
and I
Hold
just
on,
thought
hold
they
on.
was
So
telling me just to tell me. But then it was like, yeah, you want something? I was like, all
So
right,
what
cool.
you're saying is that doesn't happen often. Is what you're saying.
I mean, it doesn't happen
But
all the time.
But it just so happened to happen the day before Valentine's Day.
yeah, this is not the first time.
Is the
it's
cookie
happened.
heart shaped?
No,
Let me
they're-
see. Let me
they're
see.
regular shaped cookies, man.
Probably got my man Mark face on the video.
No.
Okay. Got a little plastic bag.
Yeah, that's professional.
Of
Yeah.
course, that's what they do. They make stuff. They make butters and all that stuff. So, yeah, they obviously have clientels that they be sending.
Nigga, you
us
want to
out
advertise them on the pod, nigga?
There's no card or nothing. I don't even know what they call them.
Plus, he ain't gonna want to put a name
I
on it.
don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Keep
Oh, that was Mark. I saw him
or-
in Annapolis.
Yeah.
if
I
or-
knew he was over there up to
I don't
no
know
good.
if they even do anything that's just like exclusive. I know that they
For you.
there's other people that come and get the product or whatever, but
Here you
I
go.
don't know.
Here you go.
There's no
only
card,
you
there's
get
no-
these cookies.
if there's a name and a logo for them and all that, I'm very unaware of it. But
They ain't even get my man the brand, and they just you already know these for you. We ain't
Exactly.
gonna label these.
I just got connections.
yeah, that's
Of course. You definitely do.
So-
Like I said before, that's a costly product. They just giving away to you and shit. So
There's
you doing something right.
There's always work behind it though. There's,
We know.
I don't I don't just go out
A
there.
lot of
just,
grunts too.
Just to
Oohs and ahs.
see. There you go. Got paint images that don't exist.
I mean,
But there's always work. It's either an errand to be run or some shit like that. So there's work to it. But
yeah.
other than that,
Probably not in the real Mark right here. Probably his clone or something.
No
Nigga
bullshit.
probably still out there.
Anthony Mark.
nah.
That's what he texting the real one.
Yeah. The real one got the little swirly mustache. I don't even know what my cousin really looked like. Nigga been locked up ever since he was in his fucking, like before he was even hit a teen and shit. My man just sitting in the basement with his little, like twirling his little mustache.
Yeah, I was gonna say that nigga hidden in the basement somewhere.
I wouldn't put it past you either.
All right, so back to the investments.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of trailed off.
Yeah,
It
but
happened. Not that long though.
yeah.
Last podcast, we surprisingly stayed on topic.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I don't think I was around for that one.
The one we just did.
Nigga, the fuck? Where did you go? See?
Yeah, he-
Yep.
Oh,
There you go.
that-
That's the
Yeah,
clone,
well,
nigga.
he bit the cookie, so now.
I felt like we kind of did veer off a little bit on that one.
Not really.
Nah, because everything was related though.
It was.
I mean,
Like, because it was a topic. And
I
then
feel like if
he
we
told
if
the
we
story,
if we
you
have a
told the-
segue onto like something else, it's because it was branched off to something that was mentioned during the actual related topic.
But it's
I,
still-
I was segueing right into like stuff that I knew you were going to ask. I just went ahead and answered it the cutoff time of you asking. That was my segues were.
So
Professional seguer.
Yeah.
you know how he feels about the word professional. You might not want to say that on the podcast.
Amateur seguer.
But yeah, so like my intentions is just like really to try to secure all different types of sources of income. Like
Right.
I haven't really got like really into it with the stock market, but I do plan on learning it in case I really want to go ahead and keep, put money into that.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, there's other things like, again, with the IRAs, trying to do IRAs. Also, I plan on learning more into how to do grant writing.
Okay.
So, shit like that.
I wanted to do that at one point.
Yeah, like everything now is coming into just like a knowledge. I must have, a piece of knowledge for me, but also it just so happens I could really make money off of it.
Right.
And like I do like working with my hands. I do like to get into building wooden furniture. Like I've been doing a project where I've been building a coffee table and stuff like that too. So it's a lot of do-it-yourself projects I've been doing that actually been turning out pretty good. Then I am artistic. I paint. I used to draw. I'm getting back into that again.
That's dope.
And of course other artistic stuff, that I feel like I could really sell off once I'm done. And, you know, so everything that I do so far literally is just kind of like I said before, it's a hobby that I like to do and to keep me out of trouble, but also I can turn it into me making $1 off of it. So it's just like there's that. Now, of course, my main goal really is to have a business going for the health and fitness. So yes, I do got one license and certification here, and then I'm working on the second one right now currently to get this month. That's where my real bread and butter is going to be at. And then, of course, I'm going to be doing a lot of marketing with that to social media and so on, too. Now, the side hobby and the side hustle, of course, is me doing essential oils, but not just to, like, smell good and stuff like that, because I don't want to call myself a herbalist yet because I'm still learning a lot of shit, but I'm big into herbs and spices.
Obviously.
So, other than just those herbs itself, but I'm big into that, and not just, I don't want to make oils just because everybody else is out there doing it. I was always like that type of person who was into that kind of shit anyway, you know, being a naturalist of things and being native to the outdoors and all that. I've always been that way, but now I'm just like, you know what, I can make natural oils for therapeutic things, you know, for aromatherapy, or I'm also into ancient medicine where, you know, taking these leaves and rubbing it on your skin or your joints and stuff like that for stuff, you know, for different type of conditions. So that there also, it will probably be my secondary thing. Mm-hmm. But if anything, at most to little, it'll be my side hustle. So I'm not going to be doing that every day, or maybe I will. It depends on, you know, the clientele and the demand for it. But of course, my primary is going to be the health and fitness, to own the franchise, to have the franchise going and stuff like that, and so on. And again, if I had the time for it, or depending on how serious I am for it, or how knowledgeable I am for this, I will be doing the house building and home renovations.
Okay.
And then, again, the homesteading and so on, doing the crops. I do plan on getting into greenhousing as well. So I'll be doing that. Or also the tiny homes thing. That's a thing now that's been happening quite a bit. Today is people doing tiny homes or building homes out of storage containers.
Right.
So like,
and
again, it's just like, it's,
I ain't gonna lie, it just look fire.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. And I literally watch videos on it. I stay on YouTube all the time. Like most of the time I'm on YouTube. Yeah, I mean I watch my, you know, the joints that I'm subscribed to every now and then for the entertainment, but I'm watching houses. I'm looking at mansions and you know, Vegas and shit like that, and just like I'm getting ideas of how I'm gonna build this house, I'm gonna put it together and all this other shit. Like, literally, my hobbies are now educational things that could really bring me streams of income. So I'm just take all that shit and run with it.
Okay.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So is that it, or would you like?
I mean, I can go all day for real, but you know, I definitely want to see what you have in mind or in store that you've been working on for yours.
All right, so since you're going to give me the floor, I greatly appreciate it. This is your podcast, by the way. The Mark Anthony podcast, BTN featuring. My process so far has been somewhat strenuous. I've been almost a complete workhorse for like the past week and a half, as you both can see. I've been, as far as like building off of things, I'm trying to expand my writing, like expand my reach through networking and also through independent projects. Because I remember when we were on the phone me and you were on the phone 2 days ago. You was like, where the hell did you get the time to make an entire 20 tracks for a new mixtape?
Facts, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I did it. It's just work to me. And I'm like, I know you got time every day, but damn, bro. It was like, it only been a week.
Yeah, it took me like two weeks to finish something, but we also have the Enigmatic coming out on the 20th.
Right.
So
yeah, that's the part that got me. He was like, I'm like, you working on one album and you already bust out a whole album before you finish the one album.
yeah,
Well, technically, the other album's not finished because of other people, though, right?
it's only because of other people. Like
Yeah, he's done his part.
yeah, my portions are always finished on time. Like my first album that I ever made was done in a week, because if I'm dedicated to something, I try my best to make sure it's out.
The true definition of sacrificing sleep for work, man.
Oh yeah, that's something I did to sacrifice. I sacrificed quite a bit of that, and then I try my best to learn as much as possible. Like what I'm doing now is trying to branch off of like technically what Abe's saying. Like you need to just go branch to branch, just make even more as you grow. Make sure you keep that core foundation, and all of this stuff is branching off of that, and you're not veering off into like different things that don't even need to be branched off into, because that'll take all of your focus away from your main goal. So with writing, that is where my main focus is. And I'm going to take everything that I can, like all of my resources, and dedicate it to that specifically. And then everything that branches off from that is technically just an extension of what that is. Because you had your situation where you just like, I'm going to be, I'm going to do a nutritionist, and I'm going to do all of this. You're doing all self-sustaining things. That's your shtick, self-sustaining. Health, wealth, building shit. Hey, his shit, self-sustaining. Like my shit, self-sustaining, not only through like just through writing in general, it's through mental. Like the idea of writing things that's to be able to convey my messages, to be able to speak. It's technically a way for me to develop mentally, because as a like growing up, I didn't have much of a voice. So this is therapeutic in a way. So it's me branching off of my own form of therapy, which is the reason why I'm so even keeled now. So when I didn't have the ability to write, well, technically when I didn't write, that was when I was at my worst. So why not take what I have right now and then build off of it? It's not even a hobby anymore. It's a profession. And I know how you feel about the word professional, so I'm not going to call it professional.
I wasn't even going to go there.
Amateur.
I was just going to be like, all right, cool. You know what? You bringing it to full fruition, man.
Yeah, I know. I got to fuck with you eventually, man. It's a part of what I do, which is the reason why
Naturally.
Which is a part of the whole mystique of our relationship and shit. Like
it's definitely mysterious, man.
So yeah, with the whole writing thing, I wanted to just take that and then expand off of that. I'm doing more projects, as you both can see. I have numerous things coming out. I even got like a little quote unquote like sentimental album coming out in another 2 months. So yeah, I'm bearing it all. I don't give a shit. Like I have like another joint coming out. It's gonna be called Truly Yours. Probably meeting at the Red Volume 4, I think. Well, no, meeting at the Red Volume 3, Truly Yours. And it's going to be free. I'm not going to be selling this shit. I'm going to be making it available to everybody so that I can expand my horizon a little bit. Because
like a mixtape.
Yeah, it's technically what it is. And like the first two things that I released, which was Meeting at the Red Volume 1, Fruit of the Mind, and Issues of the Indigenous, was like you had to pay for those. But I figured that, to be honest, I have to conform in some sense, because realistically, people ain't gonna buy shit from you if they don't know who you are, obviously. So I'm trying to build.
I think the formula is pretty good though. Like you don't have to sell everything, but I still feel like you should sell something though.
Yeah,
because you never know.
Yeah, I already know that. But I already know that I have enough in store to where I can make a completely different album. And then, I can make an album and then just say, "Oh, I'm selling this."
Right.
Yeah, I have enough material for that.
Yeah.
So
these, technically, what I'm doing now is just throwaways.
Right.
I wouldn't even call it throwaways, man. I mean, I do believe they're made from some sentimental value.
Well, they have sentimental
value. Throwaway just means free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I can utilize this and just have it available to everybody, but it's still something went into it.
Yeah.
It's saying I have an infinite supply. So, yeah, I have just the branching off from that, just the better networking for shit like that. And I also converted my main page, which is technically, like, it was my personal page at one point. Now I turned it into somewhat of like a business page as far as my Instagram. And technically I do the same thing with my Facebook. Like, I'll release poetry every single day for 6 days out of the week, except on Sundays. So I'm technically growing my brand based off of that. And people get to know, like, hey, this guy actually is a poet for real. And he writes for real. And I'm not talking about I'm just writing roses of red, violets of blue. No.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that either. Though.
There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm not just writing that. I'm expanding my horizon as far as writing. I can do haikus. I even have my own form of poetry that I made up myself.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know. Like, it's called The Mall. But I'm not going to give you the reason. I'm not going to give you the entire details of it because that would take too long. Because it's a whole rule. Like, I have a whole bunch of rules set for the shit, and which makes it 100% authentically mine. And I plan on patenting it eventually. But taking that out of consideration, like, I'm also outside of the branching off, like, I'm gonna branch off into like the film shit. I've always been heavy into the whole film shit. Like, you see how strongly I feel about authenticity within my own work.
Hell yeah, my man over here turning me into an actor.
Yeah, exactly. And that's technically how you got into like being a part of this whole process. It's just the film thing. If it wasn't for that, who knows where the hell we would have been. So, yeah, just the film thing. I have my own YouTube page, and I try and build that up as much as possible. Like, try to make people like more aware of it. And then I also release the short films on like my Facebook and slightly on my Instagram, depending on how they want to act. Because, you know, sometimes, like, technically social media in general, it acts really iffy depending on the subject matter.
Yeah.
Or what you put on it.
Yeah, they have full control over what they want people to see, and yeah.
Yeah, so I also had plans to do like music videos and shit. Because remember, we're going to try and shoot the video for Choir Boy eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel as though like I'm trying to like market myself in a very like awkward sort of way, but also somewhat structured in the way that I believe it's structured. And what I don't let a lot of people know is that the whole clothing business, I'm going to try and jump back into that eventually. Like the shirts and all that shit, all the designs and shit that I have just been sitting there online and shit that I haven't even advertised in almost a year and a half. Plan on jumping back into that, which will be a big part will play a big part in like the income also. And one thing also, I'm doing the whole stock market thing. I'm the one who told you to jump into the damn stock market. I told Abe to jump in the stock market.
Everybody told me to do it, and it was just like, I'm not. One, it was just too much of a. I'm not really a person to fall for fads or trends.
Yeah, that's
what
I'm saying.
Like, I'm literally like, I have to do the homework on it, because once I do something, especially when it comes to my finances,
right?
You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna be serious about it, I need to know about it. I'm not just gonna do it because it's just like, oh, everybody's doing it, everybody's profiting from it, and that's what I got. Like, I like when people gonna tell me to do something, give me information, sell me on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not just, you're making, I made $10,000 this month and this and this. So what? I could do that too, especially if I save enough.
Well, that would sell me, but
like if I work, I could do that. I could do that too if I work hard and save. But at the same time, like, I literally just got like, all you gotta do is this, this, and this, and I'm like, the very moment you're like, all you gotta do, you lost me there, because it's just like, bro.
I never said all you gotta do.
No, I mean, you didn't, but I've had other people that do that. I had a boss that told me to do that told me that. But it was a little funny for me to believe her on certain things anyway. And also, what I did realize is some people, of course, they get a little something if they usher you in because they send you a link and it's connected to them. Which I don't have an issue with. But I'm like, you gotta tell me more. You know what I'm saying? Because like stock, it's a sink or swim, type of situation. If you really don't know what you're doing, you could really lose. Right. On top of people out there scamming anyway. So like you building a double whammy against yourself. But of course, there were some videos that really that I would watch and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, cool. And then even sometimes they kind of really don't have enough for me. It could be enough for the other person who's watching, but not for me. So now I was just like, it's time to really start picking up books. Like, yeah, you already got in the habit of picking up a book already, but now I'm going to buy books that I can have it tangible and I can always refer back to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's now my knowledge. It's nobody else's but mine. I mean, yes, it technically is somebody else's because they wrote the book, but like now it's just like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. And now I can put it into an experience, and now that experience becomes my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So it just took more than people telling me to do that. Because for real, anybody can tell me anything. Doesn't mean it's gonna work.
Right.
Obviously,
it was quite trendy because you remember everybody was on social media
talking about either Dogecoin, GameStop, or or fucking AMC.
Like the GameStop thing, it was a hell of a really big come up off the random. That I have to admit.
Yeah.
But I'm not a person that really follow trends.
And then, like, fast forward to now, you hardly hear anybody talk about it.
Yeah, because it, like he said, it was a sink or swim thing. It was more like how do I put it? It was a pump and dump, if you want to look at it that way, because you jump, like once that shit jump, you take that shit the fuck out immediately.
Right.
Like they were prepared to take that shit out, but the thing is, they were like the platforms didn't allow them to take the shit out.
I remember, yeah.
So, because they felt as though it was somewhat of a disingenuous type of thing, and like they were doing that out of somewhat of an illegal fashion,
right?
Which technically it was 100% legal. They did nothing happen. Yeah. They did absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah,
but the platforms took it away.
They lifted the restrictions eventually.
Now it's no longer. It's no longer.
It came back down to earth.
Yeah, like once it dropped down to a certain amount, even though they still made money off of it, the hike to where it was nothing compared to where it was when they allowed them to take it out.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of them lost me at. I wasn't really that big into jumping into shit like that.
Right.
Dogecoin I actually jumped into way before it was popular.
You're probably like the only person that I still hear like talk about it consistently.
What
like, the stocks?
Oh yeah.
Like nobody. Because that's I'm assuming that's really more of a business aspect for you.
Yeah. Because coming from somebody who doesn't have money, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, when it came to, like, the GameStop thing, one, that was just a fun idea. And they actually went through with it and was just like, holy shit, like, this worked. So that's how I kind of look at trends a little bit. A lot of people's like, everybody's doing it. It's a thing to do. It puts money in your pocket. But it just seems like too much of a fun thing.
It depends on what it is, though. Because it's the same thing. It's the same thing as, like, how we do like the comedy videos, and it's like it feels like everybody does comedy.
Yeah, I mean,
but not everybody's funny though.
Like, but for some people, it's more serious to them than others.
Yeah, that's true. But the point I'm getting at is like once you start getting paid off of it, I don't give a damn what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, damn, everybody doing it, niggas watering it down. But then you get paid, and it's
I think a lot of people don't talk about stock too much now because now you actually you're really now having to put the work in it.
No, it's because it's a waiting game.
Yeah, people are looking at nowadays. People want the quick fix.
They want to put something in and wake up tomorrow and be rich.
Yeah, because that's part of the work. like I said, ever since the GameStop thing and other shit like that, people hear, oh man, I just want to go here, hurry up and make this quick money, and it's not like that.
Yeah.
No, you really have to work on this.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't jump on it, just because when people were telling me, yeah, because like I had just because people that was trying to inform me.
Yeah.
No, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be doing this for the long haul, and I'm gonna be doing this where it's really going to benefit the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
So like this is a thing. Like I'm looking for ownership.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm in the stock market for life. I don't give a fuck what anybody
I was about to say Mike and Mel is probably the only two people that was like they like super consistent with like the stock thing. I'm more so like he said, I didn't have like a lot of money. So I can't play no long-term games right now. And if I was going to invest, I was like, I had to look at my situation. And everybody's situation is different too. You know what I'm saying? So I had to look at my situation to see like what would be the smartest investment for me. And then it's just like, okay, I'm going to put this money into me. I'm investing myself. Like
Which
Maybe
is
I shouldn't have bought
you're
that solid gold
It'll
fish
be your finances will be just as reliable as your resolve.
right, because it's like I'm looking at certain platforms and it's like, all right, I got a few dollars, let me pay to promote this video. You know what I'm saying? And then especially when I got to the point where it was like I was close to being monetized, then it made sense then. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a few dollars, let me promote this video. I got a few dollars, let me promote that video. Oh damn, such and such reposting me. Thank God, because now I don't gotta pay for the promotion. Now they doing it. You know what I'm saying? And even though that's a double-edged sword in itself.
Yeah, because sometimes they'll try to take your name off of this shit.
But you got a little bit more control.
Or it's like their page is like, because I know if I'm getting paid, then their page, he's definitely getting paid. And then he's posting like my video, and I'll get 1,000 views on my video. He'll get like 30,000 views. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I wish it was a way that Instagram could like, they inching towards the right direction, but I wish it was a way like we could share that.
Yeah, I mean they make it 100%. Like they definitely take away from the people who are doing it the opposite way. Like if I'm reposting somebody from somewhere else and they more popular, they getting the money instead of me.
Yeah, right. Because then it'd be the what they call it,
Copyright infringement.
copyright. Yeah, so they do it that way, and I just wish like it was because I'm not against niggas reposting it. I just want a piece of it. Because now every time I'm on social media, like how he was saying with Facebook, I really don't even post on Facebook no more. I pop up here and there, crack me a little joke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gone. Because now I'm getting paid on everything else. That shit ain't fun no more. Acting up for free? like what? You know what I'm saying? Like even when on Instagram, if they don't give me like the little incentive, because sometimes they make you wait a couple days because they super strategic with how they want to pay their money out. So they might go a week or two without sending me the little incentive program. I'll be like, oh, break time. You know what I'm saying? I'll make TikToks. Let me focus on trying to build up TikTok. Or I'm live streaming on Twitch. Let me try to get some more subscribers on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all were saying earlier, you just want so many branches that you always got something to go to when something else isn't panning out right now. Mm-hmm. Like, I got photo shoots lined up, but then I know next month I don't have any booked. Mm-hmm. So next month I'll focus on YouTube. Yeah. Or if YouTube isn't popping at the moment, I'll be on Instagram. Instagram's not popping at the moment, I'll be on Twitch. It's always something to just bounce around to, pause, you know what I'm saying? And it's The journey is a journey. I'll say that.
Yeah.
This shit is wild.
Like,
If it's not a journey, bro, it ain't worth it.
yeah. That shit can be tedious as fuck, but it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Like, in the long haul, it'll work, man.
Yeah. And one thing I give us credit for too is like, you know, because we gotta grind and everything is strenuous, it helps us like build and keep like good routines and the good habits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So niggas won't be like super lazy.
Shit, I be super lazy sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, sometimes you're not super lazy a majority of the time.
Yeah.
Cause that, as we know, that comes into play with like a lot of people we know with a lot of talent too, though.
Nigga, what?
Like people be super talented,
Or
but
have
if,
like all the resources?
but if you just lay around all day,
Man.
you know,
I be wishing I had like some of the resources a lot of these niggas that just be lazy be having that shit.
yeah, like. But that's how it works. Cause it's like the journey just builds the ethic, I guess.
Yeah, it's like that. Niggas don't even be having a passion for shit, and then they just be like, well, I might as well get this and then just do this from time to time.
Yeah, like you'll be scratching that clone like, damn, I gotta save up for a new camera. And then you'll know a nigga that don't even care about photography. He got the best camera in the market. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, look at my uncle just gave me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he be like, damn. So I'm like, did the universe mix us up, or like God mix things up? Was that supposed to be for me, or like, you like, damn, like you nigga scratching the clone trying to get a new car. You driving around a '96 Impala and all that. Next thing you know, somebody, no, they got my license. Mom just blessed me with a Benz. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
Which does happen.
that's how life be working, son. But
That shit, I mean, that would have happened to me had my condition hadn't worsened and shit. I got my license and shit. My uncle said he was gonna give me his car.
oh yeah,
That would have happened for me, but you know, my condition didn't help out. So
yeah. But like you said, it just makes everything you go through, it builds character.
it does.
Yeah.
And the amount of work ethic between the three of us is like it's substantial, which is also a reason as to why we are able to like connect so well as far as like cooperating on projects and also with just being friendly in general, because we know that nobody's slacking off for shit really.
Yeah, we team problem over here.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but
Yeah, nah, bro. We a good set of problems
Nah.
over here.
Mark by himself, he makes us team problem because he's the only problem. And shit.
oh, okay, all right. Yeah. Let's need some clarity.
He got
on
all the
that.
fucking money over here. My man rich as fuck over here. Like, we a problem because we associated with him.
Yeah, that's just want some clarity. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, like I might have like my jokes and shit about Mark and all that shit, and then have those moments where I'm pissing him off purposely, or when he's pissing me off, which seems like it's on purpose, but sometimes be on accident. But all in all, I'm proud of the nigga.
Right.
I'm proud of everybody. Like every person that I come across that is doing something positive, I'm extremely proud of, and I want them to do better.
Facts.
And even if I'm somewhat stagnant now, there's no hate coming from me. I want you to do great.
Yeah.
Like I'll look at your amount of views and I'll say, damn, how do I get that? And I'll just look at it and just say, well, I can always apply myself in this category. I could apply myself in that category. I look at Mark shit. You know what? I could probably like get into shape eventually and just looking at the way this nigga look. I'm like, nigga, I could probably do that. Yeah, like it's motivation. It's not necessarily just looking at it as like I'm gonna down myself to the point where I'm hating on you. No, I'm gonna look at it and say, we have like there's a situation that I can see myself in, so I'll work towards it. And that level of grinding between the three of us is a motivating tool, and a lot of people should develop that more often than not. And that's technically all I had to say. Like, you know, just drop a little bit of the gems and shit.
Okay.
Well, you know, I said just about everything that I feel like I could possibly say right now for this joint.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else to throw on there? Any little garnishments for us over there,
A
Teddy?
sprig of mint or something and shit.
Oh, that's not anything I have to say, man.
All right. Yeah, that's a nice little parfait for y'all listeners out there, man.
The parfait.
Yeah.
The nigga hungry and shit.
Yeah. It's like,
All he
like,
had was that little cookie and shit. Like, damn, nigga.
yeah.
I can't wait to get back to Mike's house. He got food over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, this is another Breaking the Narrative podcast, BTN for short, and I am also real Mark Anthony.
Oh, you so real.
Yeah, so what be the difference? Like, what, you know, some days you be like Mark Anthony, and some days you be so real.
Sometimes the so real comes
So I
out,
told,
sometimes
yep,
the
he the
Mark
clone
Anthony.
for real, nigga.
It just comes.
I did say that's who he was texting the real Mark and
It's,
shit.
it's either
Stay in the
sometimes
basement.
It's,
Look at
sometimes
the
it's
so
left
real.
hand, sometimes it's right hand. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But,
what it is.
Yeah,
It's
Just
okay.
going with the wind, man.
It's all right, man. We still love you though.
Yeah, we love you, man.
But I'm Tony.
I'm Teddy.
And we are out of here.